Hi, welcome to ONS. In this video, we will show you some key features from the point of view of the teacher, such as how to create different question types or how to review a digital and hybrid test. When signing in, you end up on your main dashboard. By clicking on the user icon, you can change the settings to your liking. On the right side of the screen, you can see all your recent tests, and on the left side of the screen is your courses and question banks. By clicking on New next to Courses, you can create your new course and set the title, the date, and the field of study. Then just click on Create and you have your course. The question bank allows you to create questions and store them. They can also be used by other teachers within your institution. Now let's get started on question types. To make a multiple choice question, you first have to create an exercise. Here we create the question in the question bank, but you can also directly create it in your test. Write your question in the question box. Indicate the amount of points, then choose how many correct answers there are. You can add each choice and the number of points associated with them by clicking on Add Choice each time. Once you are done, you can save it and it will appear as it will on the test on the right side. Your question can be written in many different formats, such as coding, tables, audio recording, images, etc. Here we chose to put an image. Then you can add the different choices, as you usually would. You also have the possibility to shuffle your answer options. Within an exercise, you have the possibility to add a description for extra information. Here we added some text. For open questions, you can use several different settings, such as having a word limit, changing the height of the answer field, making it a bonus question, or even setting up a predefined answer. Once you are done with writing the open question, you can put in place the grading scheme. For the first question, we chose a rubric with level, which means the teacher only has to select the rubric and the student will be graded. On the other hand, the evaluation criterion allows the teacher to have to select all the criteria that the student has to mention in order to get some points. For the hotspot match question, you first have to upload an image from your computer. Then, go to the grading scheme and start editing the question. By clicking on Add an area, you can start selecting the areas with the correct answer. You have different ways to indicate the correct area. Here we decided to draw some circles. Finally, you can add the points and name the area. This mathematical equation question allows you to have the system automatically grade the question. To make the writing of the question easier, you can use our equation keyboard. This keyboard will allow you to write your question with all the symbols you need in the mathematical equation. You can then set the number of points. In Equation Solver, select Use Equation Solver to have it automatically graded by the system. You just have to indicate which operation you want to solve for and for which symbol. For teachers who are used to writing their code in LaTeX, no worries, we also support LaTeX on the platform. Our coding question allows you to write code within the platform, and we support many coding languages. To cite a couple, we have Java, Python, R, MATLAB, etc. You can also insert some code in the question box directly to give some indication on the answer. Here, the question is edited to have a predefined answer on which the student can base its answer. Creating an assignment has never been this easy. Just click on New Assignment in your course, then you can name it and select the format. Here you can decide to create your new question directly on the test, but we decided to just select the question we created in the question bank earlier. By going to the exam settings of your digital test, you can easily choose a time slot at which a student can take the test. You can also allow some participants to have some extra time. In accessibility, you can choose all the different tools a participant can use during his exam. Here we are allowing the digital notes, spell checker, and scientific calculator. Publication lets you decide when the participant can access the result and when they can ask questions. Our integrations allow for the proctoring during the test. You can create a hybrid or paper test by creating a new assignment. Here we choose the option of converting our digital test into a hybrid test in the settings. Once the test has been taken by the participant, you can start reviewing the test by clicking on the assignment. You have the option to either review per question or per participant. Here we save a lot of time by reviewing question per question. You can also decide to make some adjustment to the grading scheme by either giving more points or taking off some points. When reviewing a test, the teacher can select the comment icon to add some annotations. Or if you have a tablet, you can directly write a comment by clicking on the pen icon. Reviewing a digital test works the same. A difference is that you can check the participant's status by clicking on Taking, then start reviewing once they're all done. On digital tests, you can highlight the part of the answer you want to comment on. You can also choose different formats of comments, such as an audio recording. If you are unsure of the feedback you've given to a participant, you can decide to flag the question so other reviewers can have a look at it. Once you are done reviewing the test, Insights allow you to have more information on how the participants did overall in the test, as well as the number of participants who passed. You can also go to Question and see how the changing of the contribution of a question will affect the overall grade. In this video, we looked into different question types, how to create a test, and how to review it. But if you want to know more, book a demo at ons.app now.